might be opening myself up to a bit of abuse from that title, but any of you people, including, well, anyone actually, not necessarily my subscribers, current subscribers, but if you're stumbling across this video and you've been suckered in by the Q psyop over the past few years, which has resulted in nothing more than false hope, I'd like to read you an article from a very trusted source. And this was the same source that gave me the Guayaquil information regarding Ecuador and the premature deaths from a deployment of the tech that we're not allowed to mention, but I keep slipping up on, but I'm not doing it this time. Trump to name vaccine czar, former executive of a big pharma drug giant that admitted to felony crimes under $3 billion settlement with Department of Justice. Thursday, the 14th of May. Trump is about to name a vaccine czar to run Operation WarpSpeed, a fast-track scheme to distribute 300 million untested, unsafe vaccines across America before the end of the year. The person being named to the position is a former executive with GlaxoSmithKline, a criminal corporation that admitted to large-scale felony bribery scheme in its $3 billion settlement with the Department of Justice. GlaxoSmithKline bribery scheme involved 44,000 doctors and violated the laws of every state in the nation. With no qualms about doing business with corporate felons, President Trump is now jumping in bed with big pharma criminals to turn the American people into human guinea pigs in order to push big pharma profits and try to boost the stock market in time for the November elections. And instead of choosing to work with a corporation that has no criminal record, he chose the vaccine maker that has the worst criminal record across the entire vaccine industry. Excuse the pronunciation here. Monsef Slayi, a former GlaxoSmithKline executive, will lead Operation WarpSpeed. Trump's push to accelerate the vaccine development process for CV, you know what I mean. According to an administration official, Slow is served in a volunteer capacity and will be assisted by Army General Gustav Perner, the commander of United States Army Materiel Command. If you're wondering why US Army General is getting involved with the GlaxoSmithKline vaccine push, it's because Trump has just announced he's going to rapidly mobilize the US military to distribute the vaccine. We're mobilizing our military and other forces, but we're mobilizing our military on the basis that we do have a vaccine. You know, it's a massive job to give this vaccine. Our military is now being mobilized, so at the end of the year, we're going to be able to give it to a lot of people very, very rapidly, the president quoted. It is quite clear that Trump is describing a military-run forced vaccination program that involves mandatory injections to a lot of people very, very rapidly. So why would the US military be required to distribute a vaccine? Because, of course, the vaccine won't be optional. Trump is going to use the United States military to force vaccinate millions of Americans against their will. Trump has sold out America and is now going to turn the American people into live human guinea pigs for Big Pharma's mad vaccine experiments. The entire Operation WarpSpeed scheme is about skipping safety tests and clinical trials in order to roll out a risky, untested, unsafe vaccine that will be injected into you at gunpoint. And that's why the military is about to be deployed across the United States to administer vaccines. It goes on to say, Trump has betrayed his nation and the American people. He is now an agent of Big Pharma and the anti-human rights vaccine industry that uses human children for medical experiments all around the world. It won't just be any normal vaccine either. Yesterday, the Department of Defense issued a press release celebrating its effort to acquire 500 million ApiJect vaccine injection devices to be ready for the vaccine. As described on the ApiJect website, I will spell this for you, ApiJect, ApiJect website. The ApiJect syringe features RFID tracking and GPS geolocation combined with medical data sharing with a government cloud. That last paragraph I have to read again, I'm afraid. As described on the ApiJect website, the ApiJect syringe features RFID tracking, GPS geolocation combined with medical data sharing with a government cloud. It goes on to say again, with an optional, yeah, right, RFID NFC tag on each BFS pre-filled syringe, AptEject will make this possible. Before giving an injection, the healthcare worker will be able to launch a free mobile app and tap the pre-filled syringe on their phone, capturing the NFC's tag's unique serial number, GPS location, and date and time. The app then uploads the data to a government-selected cloud database. Aggregated injection data provides health administrators an evolving real-time injection map. I mean, that is scary. I'm going to read it again because it needs to be read again. With an optional RFID NFC tag on each BFS pre-filled syringe, AptEject will make this possible. Before giving an injection, the healthcare worker will be able to launch a free mobile app and tap the pre-filled syringe on their phone, capturing the NFC tag's unique serial number, GPS location, and date and time. The app then uploads the data to a government-selected cloud database. Aggregated injection data provides health administrators with an evolving real-time injection map. So the military will be mobilized across America to administer forced vaccines that are tagged with RFID and GPS location data, linked to your personal ID and synced with a government database that will of course be used very soon to enforce immunity passports and other Bill Gates ideas rooted in medical tyranny. Are you getting the picture yet? Trump, GlaxoSmithKline, Operation WarpSpeed, big tech censorship of anti-vax information, Department of Defense, military deployment, injection map tracking with GPS and RFID. Are you getting the picture yet? You're about to be tagged, gagged, and bagged, then medically raped by an armed agent of the Trump administration. Trump has sold you out to the vaccine industry, not just the vaccine industry, obviously, and he's able to roll out a medical military dictatorship across America. This is going to turn most of his existing base against him, by the way, which is why his odds of being re-elected are plunging by the day. We had previously estimated just a 1 in 8 chance of him winning re-election, but now we estimate a 1 in 4 chance that he will somehow find a way to cancel the elections and declare himself a military dictator, assuming power during the very emergency he helped create through his own pandemic denialism and the selling out of the American people to the vaccine industry. Goes on to say, we are calling on Trump to declare whether these military-backed vaccines are intended to be optional or mandatory, and if Trump won't answer the question, you can conclude they will be mandatory. That means Trump is setting himself up along the lines of Stalin, Mao, and Pol Pot to go down in history as a genocidal maniac who mass murdered his own people in order to appease his corporate puppet masters. Shh, Israel. Look at the facts. The DoD announcement, the AptEject RFID technology, the rapid mobilization of the US military to distribute the vaccines. Look at who's running the White House coronavirus response, Dr. Fauci, the criminal at the NIH who funneled money to the Wuhan virology lab that engineered the very same bioweapon that's now ravaging our economy and resulting in forced lockdowns. Look at how no action has been taken against Obama, James Comey, or the Clintons ever. Wonder why? Because they're all working, obviously, for the same globalist agenda. We know this for years. Big Pharma's conquered the White House. It really needs to add another list to this. Big Pharma has conquered the White House. They're just the latest arm of the same tentacled beast. So Big Pharma has conquered the White House and already controlled the media and big tech. So you could just replace Big Pharma with Zog, really, couldn't you? Now they're coming for your body, and anyone who resists will likely be medically raped with a forced vaccine injection that was never subjected to rigorous clinical trials or typical safety standards. We'll probably leave it there. That's pretty much it. Oh, right at the very end, it says, prepare to join the pro-human resistance against Trump and Big Pharma. If you allow yourself to be injected with this euthanasia vaccine, you will be killed by the subsequent infection after the Fauci Wuhan CV21 bioweapon release next year. Now, I'm not a fan or a hater of Trump. I think the bloke's an idiot, but that's fine. I'm not a political lefty or righty, so don't think this is an anti-Trump video. I mean, if you removed him from politics, stuck him in front of me, yeah, it'd be an anti-Trump video. But he is what he is. He's a puppet. So as I said at the beginning of this video, if you've been taken in by Q, you should start researching what I've said about the association with GlaxoSmithKline, Operation WarpSpeed, and especially that last, or the paragraph I repeated. I'm just going to repeat it one more time. With an optional RFID NFC tag on each BFS pre-filled syringe, AppEject will make this possible. Before giving an injection, the healthcare worker will be able to launch a free mobile app and tap the pre-filled syringe on their phone, capturing the NFC tag's unique serial number, GPS location, and date and time. The app then uploads the data to a government-selected cloud database. Aggregated injection data provides health administrators an evolving real-time injection map. Cheers, everybody.